Welcome back, friends. I want to talk to you about something that I'm really passionate about. I think it's a really fun and cool way for 3 to 6 year olds to begin to more adequately understand the passage of time, which is a pretty abstract thing, especially when you're 3, but even sometimes when you're 5 or 6. 3-year-olds are famous for saying something happened yesterday when it was, 6 months ago, or it's going to happen tomorrow when it's several months out, because time is abstract for them. It's abstract for us right now, but it's definitely abstract for them. So one of the ways in the 3 to 6 classroom that we introduce the passage of time, kind of what was before, what is now, and what is coming, is through timelines. We get into those a lot later in lower elementary, but in the primary classroom in 3 to 6, I just give them an introduction, and I want to make it personal because that's what they understand best, their own personal experience. And nothing is more personal to our 3 to 6 year olds than their birthday. It's something really tangible to them and really exciting for them, and that's something that they can begin to dig in on. And you'll hear them talk about it naturally all the time. Oh, my birthday's coming up, or I'm almost 5, or I'm almost 6. And so we have one of these on our shelves, a little bit different, that was sewn for us and is laminated. And they can use during a birthday celebration or just take out as a work. Ours happens to have pictures of me as a child, but they substitute their own when it's birthday time. Or you could do your whole staff if you're making this for a school. So I thought, how could you make this at home? And so this is what I worked out. So I'm going to show you what we have, just objects that are on hand. So I had a little brown gift bag that I've just cut apart, and for now I left the handles on. And I wanted to make this a 1 to 6 timeline. You could do 0 to 6, you could do it as long as you want. And I made the spaces in between about 4 inches. You could go a little bit bigger, but you want to have enough space to fit so that things aren't right on top of each other, and there's a line of delineation. So I just cut open my bag, laid it out flat, and made these 6 sections. So you'll also see that I drew a horizontal line kind of under where the bag handles are affixed, and that's going to differentiate between the year and the photo. And I'll show you what I mean. So you could get this prepared by yourself, or you could do this with your child and they could see you measuring out, because we're going to talk a lot about measuring this week. It's going to be a great point of reference and an entry place when we talk about dinosaurs. We're excited to talk about dinosaurs, but they're also pretty abstract because they can't observe them in real life right now, only fossils, and they lived a long, long time ago. A lot of descriptions of dinosaurs will tell you how long they were, how tall they were. And so we want to start to plant seeds of what that looks like to have some more reference, both time and measuring of length and height. This is about the passage of time today. So we've got this divided into 6 sections, and each of those 6 divided one more time. And then I just used some index cards to make 6 rough pictures of cakes. So I've got these little cakes here. I just drew the number of candles from 1 to 6. And this one that has 6 on the back, they can check. They're going to count the candles, but they can also check it. So what I would do if I were making this for my little one is maybe make these pictures of cakes first and have them sit down with me at the table, and they can color the cakes in, because that's really fun, in the candles, and count them and really have some fun with them while I got this less exciting part ready. And then we would gather pictures of that child. If I was doing this with Ethan, we would get pictures of Ethan from 1 to 6. Their birthday pictures are great, but it could be any time during that time. And you could print them and just have them set for this, or they could borrow them, but you might want to have a second copy because these are going to get some great use. So I've got my cakes made, and I made some pictures. And let's talk about these handles. Where did I put my scissors? Here they are. Okay. I'm going to take one of the sets off, and we're going to reuse it. Okay, so I've got that there, and leave one on. And here's why. I kept the bottom of the bag too, and I thought it might be nice if we're going to reuse this again and again to have a place to put the cards and the pictures. So we're gonna make a little pouch that also has a handle. I'm stapling this to the bag bottom, which is kind of, you could glue it, whatever works for you. So I've got that. And then kids love to staple, so you could have your child staple up the sides, or if you wanted to, you could hole punch it and give them ribbon or some yarn to lace through, so they are actually sewing those sides up, which is a great skill too. So you can work together in preparing this. Now I've got a little mini bag that I can put my cards in, okay? And I should have measured that. I don't know that it's gonna totally fit my photos, but let's imagine that it did. You might have to use something bigger. I didn't want to do it till I was working with you guys, but let's imagine that that can all be in here. And the reason that's really nice is that then when they're done doing this work for the day, they can roll this up. Put a rubber band on it, and if you have a little hook somewhere on the edge of a shelf or in their room, they can hang these two things up and take it down when they're ready to use it again. And then it just doesn't get put in a pile of paper. It has a special place. So and they could add to it. So let's talk about how they would do this as a work. I'm gonna turn it around so it's facing you and work with it upside down. Let me see if I can get you guys closer too. And get a better view of this. Let me see here. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna tip us down a little bit more. Okay, so once they've colored the cakes, we would go through these and we would lay them out in order, or you could just put them out of order first, and then we could scan and find the cake that has just one candle. And so they're gonna look and say, oh, yep, this has one. We're gonna put this right up here, one. Where's the one that has two? 1, 2, okay. This is a birthday cake that has 2 candles for 2 years old. Let's find one that has 3. 1, 2, 3, there it is. We'll put that right up here. Let's find one that has 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, there it is. All right, let's find one that has 5. And they might come over here and they might count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not it. We're looking for 5 first. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There it is. And this may be a little bumpy. You might have to press it down with some books. You'll count this to 6 and put that cake up there. So they've already ordered the cakes. If they want to check their numbers, they can look on the back because you've written those on the back. If you wanted to add some numeral writing practice, you could pencil them in and have your child trace them in marker and get some great number writing in there too. So let's say this pouch was the right size and you'd already picked out the pictures for them. I would, because their favorite subject is themselves. It probably is for our adults too, but definitely at that age. I would talk about each of these as I went through them, and I have them kind of mixed up. I would say, oh yeah, when you were 5 years old, remember you started to take ballet and you loved that pink tutu. And oh, look at you there. You're wearing your Montessori Farm School shirt. That's when you were 3. I remember that purple shirt was from your first year. Yeah, you were 3 years old there. Look at that. Oh, you were so young. That was your first birthday. I remember you sat in the high chair and you smashed that cake right into your face. Look at that. Oh my goodness, that's right before the cake got all over that cute shirt. When you were 4, do you remember? We went to the beach down in Florida and you were just jumping in the water all day and you had that stripy bathing suit. That's when you were 4. Oh, there you are when you were 2. You were so proud of how you could jump and hug everybody. Look at your arms out. You were just hugging everybody at your party. 6 years old. You were always reading under that tree. That was just last week. Oh my goodness. I've got an extra one. Oh, they must have stuck together, so that should say 6 on the back. And so now they have all their pictures out, and they can go ahead and order them. Let's find that picture where you're 1, and you can talk about how the changes that they went through. You're looking for maybe their hair was shorter, or they didn't have any hair at 1, and they didn't have any teeth, and then their teeth came out. And so as they put this together, you can retell that story of when they went to preschool, and when they learned to swim, and when they started taking dance, and when they started reading. And they're going to see that their body changes, and that their face changes, and that their skills change, and that they're growing. and they're getting bigger usually. So it's a really cool thing to do. And once they've done this with their own timeline, you can make it for anybody in the house, and hopefully you've got distant relatives that want to take part too. So it would be really cool if you could get grandparents to scan baby pictures of you as parents or of themselves. You could make it of Dr. Montessori. I don't know if you could find 1 to 6 or any famous peacemaker or important person to you and your family. You could even do this with your pets. So timelines are a really great way for your child to start to conceptualize the passage of time. And this is one that you can just have hanging up a little pouch with the cakes, and you can rotate the pictures and change them out and add to it as they grow. So I hope you'll try this out. It's really cool, and you'll make a timeline that is special for your family. Thanks so much. You don't have to draw all the people. You've got photos. Okay, bye.